What's the scariest thing you've ever witnessed? I used to work the night shift at a small grocery store in rural Montana. Not a big place, 2 aisles, a walk-in freezer, and a single flickering security camera above the register. It wasn't a job for the faint of heart, especially in winter when the snow came down like sheets and the roads disappeared under white silence. But it paid me enough to save for school, so I stuck with it. One night, around 2:43 a.m., I remember the time because the power flickered and the ancient clock above the beer fridge reset. I heard something in the back. A loud bang, like a shelf falling over. But I was alone. We locked the doors after midnight. I checked the cameras, but the feed had frozen on a still frame from 10 minutes earlier. I figured it was just the freezer door slamming from a gust of pressure. It does that sometimes. Still, I grabbed the store's old metal flashlight and headed toward the freezer. The hallway light buzzed and flickered, casting shadows that didn't match my footsteps. I remember thinking, I'm too tired for this. The door to the freezer was slightly ajar. Not much, just an inch, enough to let the cold whisper out in waves. That's when I heard it. A voice. Low, raspy, repeating something over and over again. Let me out. Let me out. I froze. It sounded like a man, but wrong. Off key somehow. Like he was mimicking a voice he'd heard once. Trying to remember how it worked, I opened the door the rest of the way, and there he was. Crouched in the far corner of the freezer, completely still, eyes locked on me. His body was twisted like he'd been shoved in wrong and had to dislocate his shoulder to fit. Pale skin. No shirt. Frost clinging to his eyebrows and lips like he'd been in there for hours, maybe days, but he wasn't shivering. He just stared. Let me out, he said again, lips moving too slowly for the words that came out. That's when I realized, his breath didn't fog. He wasn't cold. He wasn't alive. I slammed the door shut and ran to the front to call the sheriff. But my phone had no service. Landline? Dead? Power? Still out. I hid behind the register and waited. Maybe 20 minutes. Maybe an hour. And then I heard the freezer door open again. Not slam. Open. Slowly. I never heard footsteps, but I saw a figure on the camera feed, now working again, walking up aisle 2. But here's the thing. He wasn't casting a shadow. And the cameras? They were black and white. But this guy, he was in full color. I don't remember much after that. I must have passed out. When I woke up, it was morning. The sheriff was there, confused why the store was unlocked. I told him what happened, shaking, still clutching the flashlight like it was a sword. He searched the freezer. Nothing. No footprints. No disturbed boxes. Just meat and frost. But on the back wall, where the frost had melted and refrozen, were 4 words, written in the ice. You heard me once. I quit that same day. I've never spoken of it again. Not really. I don't go into grocery stores late at night. I don't use freezers with doors that seal behind you. And sometimes, when it gets really quiet, and the world is asleep,